Hello YouTube friends, welcome to The Last Homely House. I'm Kate and today I want to tell you a bit more about this piece of work that you might have seen in past videos because I made this 10 years ago and I want to tell you all about why I made it and why it's out again today. So obviously it's a map of the British Isles. And I started to sew hexagons, these beautiful Liberty fabric hexagons. And I started to do a lot of red and pink hexagons, imagining I might make something with them. Like I say, this was 10 years ago, well before I had a YouTube channel. And I made a lot and had them all in a box, how I like to store them. And then I started pinning them up on a design board. And with no real idea about what the design was going to be. I had no idea it was going to turn into this. And I put some up in a sort of colour wash way. And I looked at it and I thought, that looks like Cornwall. This bit down the bottom here. That looks like Cornwall. What would happen if I carried on and did a little bit more of the country? And that's where this map came from. I made all the country part in these gorgeous dark colours with a lovely gradation of colour, and then the sea in pink. So each of the bits of the sea are all individual inch hexagons as well. It took me an awfully long time to make, and I remember very fondly sitting out in the sunshine in the garden stitching sea together because the sea didn't need any thinking. It was just like stitch this hexagon to this hexagon. And I'll maybe count up and tell you how many hexagons there are in there. I'm not quite sure how many there are. But as I was putting it together, my son John came to visit me on and off very often. And he would look at it and say, that bit of the top of Wales is wrong, Mum. And so we printed out a map of the UK and John helped me by tweaking what does Ireland look like? What should the Scottish Islands be like? Because when you're working with such a large scale relatively to the map itself, you have to make some really interesting design decisions about where to leave, like for instance, a big contentious thing. My mum was still alive when I made this and she was very upset that I missed out the Isle of Wight, which is a little island off the south coast. I've got the Isle of Man in there, but the Isle of Wight was much too small to be represented by 1 inch hexagon. So there's a lot of license taken with this and the whole thing was officially designed by John. And I think he made a really good job of it. And so when I'd finished making it, and let me just show you the back of the quilt, is this beautiful Liberty fabric as well. And then I entered it into the Festival of Quilts. Now, I'd been going to the Festival of Quilts every year for a few years and really enjoyed seeing all the quilts there. And I thought, yeah, I think this is good enough to hang in the Festival of Quilts. So I did, and I went to visit it, and there it was. And I really enjoyed seeing it there amongst all these other amazing quilts. And I loved watching people walk past it and having a close look at it. And like all the quilts that are entered into the festival, they're all judged by 3 judges. And there was a little envelope pinned to the back with the judges' comments in, which I was really keen to see when I got this quilt back. And the comments were largely very positive, but there was one comment that has sat with me for the last 10 years, and that is that there was no quilting on it. So the whole thing was pieced beautifully together like this. And then the whole thing was backed and so on. It's got a wadding inside, so it actually is a quilt. It's more a wall hanging really, isn't it? But there was no quilt lines on it. And every now and then it's kind of bothered me that that's the case because I had a number of thoughts when I finished this quilt that I might actually go round the outside of each of the land masses in the very accurate way that they should be, disregarding the coastline as it is and putting the accurate coast in. I thought that might look quite good to do that. I would definitely get John to draw that for me. And then I had another idea that I should quilt in the shipping areas because there's all the way around the UK for people, for sailors and people at sea, there are these areas that are all the shipping zones, and they are amazing. They've got some fantastic names, and every night we have the shipping forecast broadcast on the BBC. It's an iconic thing, and if you're out at sea, you need to know what's happening in your shipping area. It's wonderful. So I thought I would put in the shipping areas, just quilt the lines of the shipping areas and write their names in. Then that looked like it might be too complicated. And so then I had a third idea. And this is the one hopefully we're going to do today. I want to put the grid lines on there, the meridian and the lines of longitude and latitude. Now, through London, Greenwich, in fact, is the Greenwich Mean line. So whenever I say the time, it's in Greenwich Mean Time. What that means is that the way that the meridian lines are all numbered, it starts at 0, and 0 goes right through Greenwich. That's the prime meridian. And so that is where all of the meridian lines are calculated from. I've been to Greenwich. It's a really interesting place. There's a big brass line all the way through the Greenwich Observatory grounds, and you can stand with one foot on one side and 1 foot on the other, east and west. So I'm going to, first of all, I'm going to locate where I think London is and get that first meridian in. And then John's going to call by later. He says he has time to help me do this, and he's got some thoughts about how we'll do this. So I'm going to get him to help me mark out the lines and then stitch them onto the map. And I think then that will complete it. 10 years later, it will answer that judge who said there was no quilting on it, and I think that we might get those meridian lines on. So that's my plan for today, and John will be along later, and hopefully he'll help me do the marking for this quilt. Let's see how we get on. Okay, so it's not the same day, it's a few days later, and John has come with time to do this job with me. Do you remember this quilt?
Yeah.
Wool hanging. Do you remember doing all the designing and so on?
Yeah.
And so there are things about it that kind of bother me.
Well, I think the problem is the hexagon size, right?
That's exactly right.
Is that you can't properly do things like the bit of Wales with Swansea.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it's either too short or too long. There's no middle ground.
And that was the problem we had with all of these.
Yeah, like the Western Isles, right? There's a lot more going on here than...
Yeah.
So I've thought about this.
And this is Shetland and Orkney.
What you should have done is done smaller hexagons.
Okay. Do you think I should remake it then, using smaller hexagons?
I mean, if you got the inclination.
I would be... I'd add it to the list. I'm
well,
not quite
if you're
sure
looking
when.
for quilt ideas, you could remake this with a size hexagon like half that size. And then you would be able to do a more detailed
the nuance of like this
exactly,
line
because
here
that's not just like
me.
that, is it?
No, it isn't. The ins and outs. I mean, the
and
wash
like down there, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Island.
Yeah. Top of island. There's quite a lot of license been taken with this.
Isle of Man isn't that big.
No, it isn't. And so, okay, right. Right then. So if we did one with half-inch hexagons, when I was at the Festival of Quilts this year, I saw a quilt that was made with half-inch hexagons, like thousands of them, way more than this, and it looked like a lifetime's work.
Yeah, well...
So should I do a blue one?
You should do red, white and blue. Our national colours. Actually, it's quite a lot of countries' national colours.
It is quite a lot of countries' national colours, yeah. Good colours for a flag.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay then, so I told you, didn't I, about the problem of not having any quilting lines on here at all.
Yeah.
And what are you holding, John?
Bendy lat.
So John's come from where he works and brought these bendy bits of wood. They only bend a little bit. Yeah. Because the grid lines, obviously, they go round...
Have you talked about the grid lines?
Yes, I've talked about the fact that we want to put grid lines on and that you're going to be the guy to design them. But the lines are going round a circle, around a sphere, and so they're not straight. So
it would mean if you were to just do straight lines on the map, it would look incorrect.
It would look incorrect. Having said all that about it being incorrect, I wouldn't mind too much about that. Anyway,
we've got the bendy lat now.
We've got these bendy bits of wood, and we've got a blue marker pen because this is pink, chalk marker. And so I think the best thing we can do now is get this down onto the table, and so because you can't do it on the. You wouldn't want. Would you want to do it on here?
No, we need to mark. We need it flat, I think.
So we're going to clear the table off, and we're going to get the map on there, reconfigure all these cameras so that you can watch, and I can watch to see what John's going to do. Yeah?
Yes.
Are you good, John?
Yes.
Good.
Are you good?
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, I'm excited to do this because 10 years after I started making it, but now you've planted that other idea in my head. Would you design it if I made all the units?
I'm not making the hexagons.
No, but I'd make. If I made all the hexagons, would you design them?
Yeah, I'll come. Lead the way.
Well, there's your reference then, and here's our map. So we'll just reconfigure this whole filming setup. On guard.
No, we need these. These are valuable.
These are valuable. I better not do fencing with them.
We can't do our job without these.
We can't. All right, let's do that then. Oh, well, we've worked really hard trying to get this map so that John can get all around it, but also we can film it for you guys so that you can see.
And are you happy with the layout?
It'll do. Can you reach everywhere on here?
Oh, don't you worry about me.
I'm not worried about you. Okay, then. So there's
right,
your...
then.
There's your reference.
About the logic of what we're going to do. This is a very logical process.
Okay.
So we need to mark
out...
out...
in the North Sea up here off Scotland.
Yeah, standing up here near Sulesagia. We will mark out now the rectangles, and then we'll mark out these rectangles down here.
Okay.
And then we will draw. It's going to be absolutely great.
So are you going to locate Greenwich first? Because that was always my thought, that we would, on the map, we would locate Greenwich so that you could start your...
Seems like a reasonable plan. So let's see where Greenwich would be.
Okay.
Broadly speaking.
Broadly speaking.
Without that, we don't need the map to say where Greenwich is.
Okay.
So you follow in from Essex, right?
Okay.
To there.
Oh, that's okay.
It's in that square of Wiltshire Berry.
It's in a
Oh!
I love how John knows all about Liberty fabric now. So
it's not my favourite colourway though.
Is that marker actually marking?
Yeah, I can sort of see that.
Okay, good. All right, Greenwich.
Okay, that means then Greenwich needs to come to one rectangle in. Where's Greenwich?
So which way do the bends go?
Is that it? I think I've marked it in the wrong way.
I think you have. I thought you said that was Greenwich.
I meant that one.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, I'm hoping that this chalk marker's
Oh no, you can see it. It's blue as.
It's blue.
Blue as a baby's eye.
So, okay then.
So now we need to bring that point down there to where we want it on here. So how many are there?
What I'm going to do then,
3, 4,
just
5.
to help me, I'm going to get you to put a pin
in Greenwich.
In Greenwich, but also in every interval along each side. Yeah, pins are going to help me a lot more
that's a good
than.
Marker there. That's a good marker.
That's my marker.
Right.
In fact, do you know what I'm going to say?
What are you going to say?
Instead of straight pins, I'm going to say safety pins, John.
Why?
Because then I won't prick myself on them when I'm sewing.
We wouldn't want that now, would we?
No.
So I'll take this one back out.
Yeah. In fact, look. I want to tell you about this one. Can you see that one there? This is the pin that my mum made. And she used to pin this into the quilt when she was working on it, where she left off and where she was about to start again. So we're going to mark Greenwich, which is very near where my mum was born, with that one.
Alrighty.
Oh, it's nice, isn't it? My mum's pin. Yes, we're going to use a lot of pins, I think. Greenwich, jolly good.
Okay. Now we're going to put one in here.
Okay.
Then we're going to see what that is.
Yes.
We don't need that yet. So that's a metre. And we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So have you got a calculator?
Yes. have.
So,
are we going to do this in...
do
are we going to do
1,000 divided by 6.
Okay. See if you can get there before I do.
Fast, go on. Faster arithmetic. 166.666 millimetres.
Because John's a centimetres lad.
Millimetres.
A millimetres lad, even.
Centimetres a band.
Centimetres a band. Okay, I'm going to just...
They're just confusing.
So we
165, just put it there.
165. Yeah. Okay,
and
we're going to mark all these out with 165. Okay.
Let's hope this works.
Oh yeah, I'm happy now.
165.
Because I was a bit worried that the chalk would rub off before I got a chance to get in there and quilt it. Yeah.
165.
Where?
165.
There. Okay, thank you. And we'll just do the ones going this way. Longitude.
Now we need to do the same thing up
at the
there,
top.
which because it is a globe and a ball. As the lines go up, they get closer together.
Because the poles, yes.
So
because at the equator they're really far apart.
7
and a bit.
Yeah.
It's so small though. The discrepancy or the...
So it's 8 at the top.
Okay.
So you need to do a metre divided by... 1,000 divided by 8.
Okay. Do the maths again, guys.
Come on, Grass. Come on, Alan. Get your... What's 1,000 divided by 8?
1,000 divided by 8. Has anybody got it out there? In YouTube land? Oh, it's a good one. It's 125.
Oh, good one, good one.
It's a good one.
I bet some people did have that.
I bet they did.
Some super mathematicians did have that.
Had it.
And if you got it, good work.
Good work. So
right
125. So that has to line up with that.
No. We want a little splodge.
Little splodge. Good. Okay. 125.
Right. No.
Okay. Sorry. There.
Aye.
125. Okay. Are we going to do more maths?
There's more maths.
Okay. 1, 2, 5. Because I'm very bad at maths. So you can all laugh at me when I'm trying to do maths. 1, 2, 5.
So that means now we should be able to line up. We want to go not off that one, but off that one. And we need to go...
Why do we not need to go off that one?
Because we're not... England or the British Isles isn't directly in line with the latitude and longitude lines. Look.
No, I understand completely. It's not, of course.
So it needs to be offset.
So it needs to be this one, but
so it needs to be there, and then it needs to go up to your smallest one there.
But where's this curve coming in?
Yeah.
And that's the thing now, is where the curve comes in, because that.
And it just needs to be gentle.
Very gentle because of that.
Yeah, like that. I think we need to move London. Move Greenwich.
We're going to move Greenwich.
We either need to do that or we need to move our spacings. Can we move it to that one?
Yeah, we move Greenwich. Sorry, Greenwich.
Yeah, that's all right there.
Okay, that's fine.
So that means now we mark along that.
All right, so...
That should be our first longitude
line.
Longitudinal line. Shall I do it?
Yes, please. So we're going to mark this out with this blue chalk. We've moved Greenwich a tiny bit. Is it actually working? Because this is my worry now, is that what I might have to do is pin all the way along the line.
No, I can think of.
Can you see it? Oh yes, I can see that. Oh, I can see that. It's great. That's perfect. When you go back and forth like that, that really works. Might be harder to see over the darker colours of the land masses.
Right, let's take that off.
Ah, that
you can
has
see
made
it.
me very happy, because I can see that line and then it'll wash out at the end. So we're going to put the lines in really strongly. Okay.
So now we work along.
Yes.
And we do all the ones we can do. We need to make sure that we're keeping it broadly parallel.
Yeah.
No, it probably doesn't need to be.
Do we need to...
Because it's going to change as it goes up and down. Because this is wider than that one.
Exactly. I'm in the north,
so we'll do
far north.
We'll do again?
Yeah. I'm in the far north and you're right there in the English Channel. This is great fun, isn't it? I'm kind of interested in the idea of doing another one, you know.
I'm in the Channel Islands.
You're in the Channel Islands and now you just... Soon you'll be going
I'm in Alderney.
Okay, Alderney. Those are lovely islands down there, aren't they?
Yeah. What do you think of this line then? Do you think that's working?
Okay, so that line, yeah, that I can definitely see. I was worried I wasn't going to be able to see them. I can see them really well. I'm so pleased about this.
So am I.
Now I'm looking forward to stitching on this now.
That helps when you hold one in the middle.
Hold one, yes, of course. Hold one in the middle. This bendy bead here that you've got is
Without
perfect.
the bendy bead, I'm not sure we'd be doing this.
No, we wouldn't be doing this today.
Do you know what I mean?
I do. I know what you mean. So, talk about where you're going through. You're coming down through to the north of Scotland now.
What's that? That's like near Aberdeen, isn't it?
Near Aberdeen, because John's...
The granite city.
Because John's got a fantastic knowledge of geography.
Now we're coming through Cumbria.
Yep, Cumbria, down to Bristol.
Liverpool. No, that's Bristol here.
Oh, sorry. Not Bristol.
This is your home
Oh,
land.
I was born here.
Yeah,
So I'm looking at it upside down. Yeah. Southport, please.
Sorry.
I wasn't born in Stockport.
Same thing, yeah.
No, it's definitely not.
That's near one of the best birding places in all of Ireland.
Is it now?
Tecumseh Lake.
Tecumseh Lake.
Which I need to visit one day.
Okay, just past the Isle of Man there.
Isle of Man.
Coming into...
The Manx. That's Dumfries and Galloway.
Dumfries and Galloway is very nice.
Central Belt. Yep. Highlands.
Through the Highlands of Scotland.
We're going through Abbeymoor.
Okay. Oh, Abbeymoor, good skiing. If you live in any of the places that we're drawing our lines through here, put a comment in the comments below so that we can see where on this map you guys are. This is great fun. Right, the next increments then
are up the sides.
Up the sides. This is the latitude now.
So we need to do...
So these come up from the equator,
3,
all the way
4,
up.
5.
6?
The 6 is a part 1.
Okay, so do you want me to do another bit of maths then? Because have you got the measure?
The other thing here is actually that you've cut off Shetland, so you actually only have Orkney.
I do.
So maybe we should cut that part of the map off.
So
you know what I mean?
Shetland's up here somewhere, isn't it?
Yeah, there.
The map would have been...
So that maybe we start at that one, and we say we're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this should be some easy maths for everybody.
Okay. Yeah, I'll get my calculator again. Excuse me.
What is 1,400 divided by 5?
Oh, sorry. 1,400 divided by 5. Now that's a really easy one. Are you shouting that at the screen right now?
280. So now we need to mark down here with pins. 280. Let's see if this works, eh?
Yep. I'm pleased that the marks are good because I was worried I might rub them off as I was sewing it.
It's almost like we need to start with a full width one, full length one.
In the middle and work backward and work outwards.
That one there to that one there. And let's see what that looks like. See, I've got a shorter bendy lap. Yeah, so if we do that, and then we work down into North Berwick, Musselburgh.
Oh.
I've been to twitch some good birds in Musselburgh.
Seen some good birds in Musselburgh.
And then into
Berwick, which is just in
North Berwick.
In England.
Right.
Okay, so now, because we live here.
So we're missing us out.
Yeah, missing us out altogether.
So this next one should be going through... Yeah, no, we're right. This is correct.
This is...
So
Northern Ireland, Lancashire...
Well, starting Atlantic.
Yeah, Atlantic, Northern Ireland...
Donegal, I think, yeah?
Yeah, Donegal.
County Donegal, now into Northern Ireland.
Belfast,
into
further
Ulster.
south. Irish Sea.
Irish Sea, yeah. So that now
across
is
to
Liverpool,
southern...
Manchester.
Yeah, Liverpool.
So
I've lived in both of those. Well, not Liverpool.
It's actually more like Morecambe.
Morecambe's wonderful. I bet you've seen some good birds there.
I went to see Richard's Pipit near there, yeah.
Richard's Pipit.
Now we're in Lincolnshire, Skegness,
and
and into the
North Sea with all the wind farms.
Oh, the wind farm on the way to Amsterdam, on the way to Holland.
Right then.
When you get that boat, you see all the wind farms. Now we're going through Southern Ireland. We'll just wave at Katrina as we go past.
So she would be here.
Oh, sorry.
Actually, this is Bridges of Ross.
Bridges of Ross.
Which is the Europe's premier sea watching destination.
Okay, is it really?
Yeah.
And then we're going to go through.
I don't know the counties very well. Is that Waterford down here?
Yeah, and Wexford down there.
Yeah. Near Tecumseh Lake again.
And then we go into Wales.
South Wales, Swansea.
Swansea.
And the valleys. And Cardiff. And Herefordshire.
Oh, now this is a part of the world I don't know very well.
And then this is like Birmingham, right?
The Midlands, yeah.
And then home counties.
Yeah, and then do we get one more in or not?
So now you go to that one.
To this one.
Yeah. Yeah, that's correct.
And now we're just going through Cornwall, which is beautiful. And if I were to do this again, then I might make it...
North Cornwall coast.
What am I setting myself up for?
Bodmin, right? Bodmin Moor.
Bodmin Moor.
Now to the Jurassic coast.
Yeah.
Which is...
yes. Martha and Adam and the kids went there.
Dorset.
Yeah.
English Channel.
And then across to...
English Channel.
The Scilly Isles is right down there.
But Calais.
Calais.
And then there's a top one to do.
That is perfect. Is there?
There should be.
There isn't enough room.
No, there's...
For a top one, because I didn't put Shetland in.
There isn't. That's it?
That's it. That is... Exceeds expectation.
No, we're not finished.
No,
we're missing one there.
We're missing one here. Right through...
Just past
the tip of...
the Dingle Peninsula.
Oh, that's beautiful. You had your 4th birthday on the Dingle Peninsula. Yeah, Do you remember?
I just remember getting sunburned.
Yeah, that was what I was about to say. We got terribly sunburned.
I don't know what that bit of Ireland is. Inishbofin, maybe?
Oh, okay.
They get some really good mega American land birds there. That's Donegal again.
Okay. And now we're
into the North Atlantic.
North Atlantic, and then we're coming up to a very stylised Orkney.
No, that's Outer Hebrides. So that's Barra, South Uist, North Uist, Benbecula, Lewis, Harris, and then Lewis.
A good name, isn't it? We'll reset up the cameras so that we can film this now and start thinking about the stitching. And maybe while I'm doing that, John, if you want to look at the birds and see if you can identify some birds for me, and I'll get all my greens out. And you want green, do you?
Cold tip, blue tip, great tip, cold tip. Ooh, house sparrow getting interested. Nope. It's chaos, isn't it? Blue tip. Blue tip. Chaffinch. Blue tip. Blue tip, blue tip. Cold tip, blue tip, blue tip. Cold tip. Cold tip, cold tip, cold tip. Great tip. Right.
Well, I'm just so
you're happy, are you?
Very, very happy indeed.
Is this what you'd hoped?
Exceeds expectations.
Oh, good. That's what we aim to do.
And so I'm going to stitch these now.
Yeah.
In a little kind of running stitch, just to suggest these lines, and then I'll put it through a very gentle wash to get rid of all these chalk lines, and then it will have fulfilled its destiny.
You're not going to do a binding?
It doesn't need a binding because it's got a facing. Here, look. I didn't want to bind it because it would look edged then.
And you didn't want it to be edged?
No, so I faced it. Okay, there's some of my Aurifil threads.
Well, I think you guys are right in that a blue looks good.
Well, since you put those blue lines on, and the blue lines are here on the map anyway, even though the sea's blue on here, I think the blue works. I really do. If you imagine my stitches are going to be really quite small, following these lines along here, do we think the blue works? Let me dig out some
Those
blues.
3.
Okay, that one's a bit turquoisey.
I think the darkest one maybe, or the middle one.
The darkest one? Actually, it's quite thin. I think it needs to be stranded thread. So
yeah, I think you've got to have it thicker, otherwise there's no point in really having done all of this.
Yeah,
but you need a light. You need a different. That's too.
That's the wrong blue. Yeah. I think this is the Aurifil 12, which is a lovely thread, but I think it's too thin for this. But I have the stranded cotton.
It's not called stranded cotton. It's called Aurifil 50.
No, 50 weight is. I use 50 weight all the time for sewing.
So that's thinner?
Yeah, much.
Alright, so this is Aurifil 1.
Okay, no it's not. They've got an Aurifil 8. Anyway, whatever Aurifils they are, this is the stranded cotton. So lay that down on here. Look at that.
That's the boy.
That's the one. That absolutely works. Yeah, we're going to use that then because it'll look perfect against, and it'll... I couldn't be more pleased.
Good.
It's fantastic. Thank you so much, John.
It's been fun.
It has been fun. So I'm going to get on and do some stitching on this one now. And then it used to hang upstairs and so nobody ever saw it. I think we might give it a new place to hang now. That it's going to have its update.
Good.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
You take your bendy beads back and
no,
go
you should
back
keep these.
Oh, what, for the next map?
Yeah.
Okay.
Give you the impetus to do it.
Okay. Well, I'm going to do a bit of stitching on this now.
Alright, nice to see everyone. Goodbye.
Thanks, John. So now that John has gone back to work and left me with this fantastic, all these grid lines to stitch, I'm going to use this blue thread, this Aurifil stranded cotton, and I'm going to use all 6 strands. And I'll do the first bit and see just how hard it is to get through the fabric. And then this will be finally a finish on this map, which I'm really pleased about. So thanks so much for watching that, especially that chaotic bit of time. It's always chaotic when John comes, but really, really productive. I think he's made a fantastic job of this. Am I going to make a 1/2 inch hexagon one in blues? Maybe in my old age, I'll tackle that one. I'll keep it on the end of a very long list of things I want to do. So thanks for watching. I'll be back again soon with another video, and subscribe if you haven't, and leave a comment, especially with all the geography we've been talking about and the maths. There was a bit of maths back there, wasn't there? But if you live in any of the places that John mentioned, then give us a wave. That would be really friendly. I'll see you next time. Take care, everybody, and I'm just going to get stitching with this now. It's going to be a lovely thing to do when I've got a spare few minutes. Yeah, this thread though, this stranded, I'm using all 6 of the strands. I'll see how I go. It is worth doing it with 6, I think.